Firmly locked. That could work, but I haven't got a screwdriver. I don't want that. The door looks really solid. Can't do anything without the key. A wardrobe. Firmly locked. You could hurt yourself with those. I should think about it again. Not a good idea. That won't feel different with gloves either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. I'd rather think about it again. That would be stupid. Firmly locked. No way. Nothing's happening. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. That won't feel different with gloves either. It won't work like that. I thought it wouldn't work like that. Think first, Brent. There's no point in that. I should think up something else. No way. You could hurt yourself with those. Of course, it can't work like that. These pictures are ugly. These pictures are ugly. Oh my God, what's that supposed to be? Night has arrived. That's all I needed. That's a nail. That's the picture with the tasteful motif. Fingerprint powder. No, that doesn't work. I thought it wouldn't work like that. That's a nail. That's a nail. No, I would only scratch everything. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. A wall firmly locked. No, I would only scratch everything. Can't do anything without the key. I can't see any connection there. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. No, I would only scratch everything. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. It won't improve if I put this picture. These pictures are ugly. Firmly locked. No, I would only scratch everything. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. You could hurt yourself with those. No, not a chance. The keyhole is dark. I think there's something in it on the other side. The keyhole is... I think there's something in it on the other side. I can't see any connection there. There's no point. No, of course. No, not a good idea. Not a good idea. They would have No, not a chance. Looks like that won't help either. Looks like that won't work. Of course, it can't work like that. No way. I should think about it again. I'd rather think about it again. I don't believe it will work like that. It won't work like that. That won't help either. No way. It won't work like that. There's a slit under the door. Nothing's happening. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. I don't believe it will work like that. You could hurt yourself with those. No way. That's futile as well. Of course, it can't work like that. I'd rather think about it again. I don't believe it will work like that. Think first, Brent. That won't feel different with gloves either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about. It won't work like that. That's futile as well. What was that? God! Somebody's screaming out there in the forest. No way. You could hurt yourself with those. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. No, I would only scratch everything. I don't believe it will work like that. No, better not. That won't help either. That's futile as well. Of course, it can't work like that. That won't get me any further. That won't feel different with gloves either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. I'd rather think about it again. I should think about it again. This door looks... Can't do anything without the key. What the hell's going on out there? I have to get out of here. That could work, but I haven't got a screwdriver. The window is locked. What the hell's going on out there? I have to get out of here. I should think about it again. A wardrobe. Firmly locked. Typical of guest rooms. Typical of guest rooms. What the hell's going on out there? I have to get out of here. No, I would only scratch everything. It won't improve if I put this picture next. I'd rather think about it again. You could hurt yourself with those. That won't get me any further. That's futile as well. I should think up something else. That doesn't work. No, not a chance. I'd rather think about it again. That won't feel different with gloves either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. There's no point in that. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. Can't do anything without the key. The keyhole is dark. This door looks really solid. Can't do anything without the key. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. That's futile as well. Firmly locked. Firmly locked. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. That's the picture with the tasteful motif. Typical of guest rooms. Look, that doesn't work. Can't do anything without the key. That would be stupid. That won't get me any further. Nothing's happening. That's the canvas I detached from the picture. This is the frame of the picture I took down. That's a nail. That won't help either. No way. I think there's something in it. Can't do anything without the key. I should think up something else. That won't get me any. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. This door can't do anything without the key. Nothing's happening. I thought it wouldn't work like that. Not a good idea. Of course, it can't work like that. Not a good idea. That won't help either. I don't believe it will work like that. I don't believe it will work like that. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. I don't believe it will work like that. That won't get me. I can't. There's no point in that. It won't. That would be stupid. Can't do anything without the key. That won't. It would have. That won't help either. Here we are. The key. A door. It's locked. A door. No idea where it leads to. A door. No idea where it leads to. A door. It's locked. A door. A door. No idea where it leads to. A suit of armour. Late Middle Ages. Not that I'd know that. It's engraved on the stone plate below. There's more. Suit of armour of the Honourable Lord Sinclair, 1473. 1473? Sinclair's family tradition seems to go back a long way. I've always found trophies like these disgusting. A weird picture. Is it supposed to be a storm? Earth and a shovel. An old castle by the sea. A torrential river. The fire's already burning. Lord Sinclair's guests must be arriving soon. What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know what it's supposed to mean. What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know what... I seen this symbol before? It's the same as the one on the amulet of the Lord of the Castle. What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know what it's supposed to mean. The dinner table is laid for a dinner for 6 people. Hey, what the...
Well, Mr. Halligan, I don't believe I have introduced you to the gentlemen of my club yet. This is General Myers of the British Army. Next to him is Bishop Stevenson. The Earl of Sutcliffe, one of the Queen's closest advisors. And the gentleman sitting beside you is Mr. Smothers of the Worldwide Foods Corporation. I'm sure you're curious to learn what our club is all about. But I would suggest you have a bite to eat first. You look pale. You see, Mr. Halligan, you must know we have been following your investigations into these, shall we say, deaths in London for some time. I expect your experience in the park will have convinced you that we are, to a certain degree, responsible for these incidents. As you may have noticed, the meat we are eating at this meal has a rather unique flavor. It is human flesh, Mr. Halligan. This flesh is the source of life force. It grants us strength and power. You will soon discover the incomparable feeling of power for yourself. It will be grander than any feeling you have ever felt. Very soon now, when the day of the ritual's completion has come, our power will be perfect. Then it will be time for the curse that will put an end to the wretched hustle and bustle of this world and make room for something grand and new, a world ruled by Druids. I must admit your investigations had us worried for a moment, Mr. Halligan. We had even made plans to put a stop to them by arranging a little action. But you are a very lucky man. You will witness the great day yourself, and you will be there on the right side. For by eating this flesh, you have become one of us. Welcome to the circle, Mr. Halligan.
Yes? Hello?
Hello? Is this Lord Sinclair?
No, miss, I am sorry. I am Lord Sinclair's butler.
I'd like to talk to Lord Sinclair.
On what matter, miss?
I'm looking for a detective from Scotland Yard.
You are looking for a detective? Miss, in that case, I would recommend you to contact Scotland Yard. This is the house of Lord Sinclair, which is not difficult to see.
I thought the detective might be here.
No, I am sorry. A Detective Halligan has not been here.
Could I talk to Lord Sinclair, please?
I am sorry, miss, but his lordship is not here.
I see.
Have a good day, miss. Yes, who's there?
It's me again.
Miss, I told you. Neither the detective nor his lordship are in the house.
Did you say Detective Halligan?
Pardon me, miss?
When I rang the bell the first time, you said Detective Halligan wasn't there, but I hadn't mentioned his name.
Excuse me, miss? Well, that can't be. You must be mistaken, miss. I never mentioned anything of the kind.
Oh, okay. Then I must be wrong. But thank you for the information.
Not at all, miss. You are welcome. Have a good day. Yes, who's there?
It's me again.
Miss, I told you. Neither the detective nor his lordship are in the house.
Did you say Detective Halligan?
Pardon me, miss?
When I rang the bell the first time, you said Detective Halligan wasn't there, but I hadn't mentioned his name.
Excuse me, miss? Well, that can't be. You must be mistaken, miss. I never mentioned anything of the kind.
Oh, okay. Then I must be wrong. But thank you for the information.
Not at all, miss. You are welcome. Have a good day.
Ow! There are some stones here.
Stop! Stop right there!
Hey, what is that?
Leave me alone, you bastards!
Well, there's no need to be that upset. What are you doing here, sweetheart? Are you looking for something? She got through the hole in the fence.
Oh, little lady. You shouldn't have done that. Now Lord Sinclair will have a surprise guest for his dinner tonight.
What? What are you going to do to me?
You'll find out soon enough, sweetheart.
Mr. Halligan! Oh God, I'm so glad to see you. What are you doing here?
I'm preparing dinner.
You're having dinner with Lord Sinclair? That bastard got me locked in here. I really don't want to have dinner with someone like that.
You're not being asked.
What? Mr. Halligan? Is everything all right with you?
Come with me, Miss Turner.
Where?
Into the garden. I have to prepare dinner.
In the garden? Mr. Halligan? What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
Come with me, Miss Turner. Dinner will be ready soon, and you will be our guest of honor. Night has arrived. That's all I needed. The picture looks even weirder in the dark. What was that? God! Can't do anything without the key. Here we are, the key. The front door. I have to find the back door to get to the forest where the suit of armor. Late Middle Ages. Not that I'd know that. It's engraved on the stone plate below.
Ow! There are some stones here.
Stop! Stop right there! Hey!
Leave me!
Oh, you not.
Oh, what?
You're
What?
come.
Stop! Stop right there! Oh, you not.
What was that?
Let's have a look. Nothing to be seen.
Yeah, must have been a bird or something. Get back to your post.
Oh no! Where am I now? This is like being in a ghost train. That must be Lord Sinclair's study. A pentagram. A druid's foot would suit Lord Sinclair better. A weird picture. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. No, not a chance. Are these skulls real? Looks like it. Bones. These are definitely human bones. How can I take this heavy thing with me? You could knock somebody out with that. How can I take this heavy thing with me? You could knock somebody out with that. What's that? An altar? Ugh, that looks like blood. His desk. Looks expensive. And weird somehow. His desk. Looks expensive. And weird somehow. That looks interesting. Voila! Open. This is the amulet of transformation Mr. Blake talked about. It seems to be really important for Lord Sinclair. Mr. Halligan! God, what a relief! What was that for? Have you gone mad? What's wrong, Brent? Why are you hitting me?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, God, stop it! What's the matter with you? Don't you recognize me? Brent, stop it! Brent, you bloody idiot!
Oh. What happened?
Brent, is that you? Do you recognize me?
Of course I recognize you. Bloody hell, what's going on? Oh my God, I'm feeling sick. Everything's spinning.
I had to hit you over the head. You were acting like a madman.
Wait, I just have to get it together for a moment. Oh, Melanie, you can't imagine what I've gone through here. How did you get here anyway? Have you been here long?
I got your message. Can't you remember? I thought you might need help out here.
Oh, right, the copy.
I had a look around the room, Brent, and I found the amulet Mr. Blake mentioned on the phone.
Where?
It was in Sinclair's safe, together with a parchment.
So Sinclair had it. I'm sure Mr. Blake will be interested in that.
But now, tell me what's been happening here, Brent. What's Sinclair up to?
Melanie, I saw how this Lord Sinclair killed somebody.
What? When did you see that? And where?
Last night, here on the estate. Sinclair caught me immediately after my arrival and had me locked up. I could hear screams when I was in that room. horrible screams. I escaped and ran outside to the forest behind the estate, and there I saw it.
What did you see?
Sinclair and some other men. They wore habits, and they were just about to cut a living human being into pieces with a sickle.
That can't be true.
I saw it with my own eyes, Melanie. It was horrible.
Oh, God. And what happened to you? Why didn't you recognize me?
It must have had something to do with the food.
What food?
Sinclair and his friends invited me to their dinner. The food did something to me. Anyway, Sinclair had no compunction in telling me all about the Circle and about their future plans over dinner. The Circle wants to complete the ritual and to put a curse on the world which will make us all their slaves.
That's nonsense.
No, Melanie. You've seen what these people did to me. They're mad. And they are serious. I'm sure about that now.
What's going on in there? Open the door! Open it at once!
The guards, Brent. They're at the door. We have to leave.
Open the door! Jack, get the key!
Yeah, Melanie, I think you're right. We really should get out of here. And we should do it now. We made it.
Yes, thank God. I couldn't have taken it in that house even a second longer.
Everything all right with you?
Yes, I'm a bit out of breath. And you, Brent?
My head is still throbbing a bit, but apart from that, I'm okay. We have to go, Melanie. Now.
Where?
To Mr. Blake. If anybody can tell us something about the incidents in this house, he can.
Okay, let's move.
Mr. Blake, I'm glad you're here. There's a lot we need to tell you. We've experienced something simply incredible.
Calm down, Mr. Halligan. Let's discuss it all in peace and quiet. Well, perhaps you'd like to introduce me to the young lady?
Oh, of course. I almost forgot in all this excitement. Mr. Blake, this is Dr. Melanie Turner from the Anthropological Museum in Oxford.
Oh, yes, of course. We spoke on the telephone.
That's right. Pleased to meet you at long last, Mr. Blake.
Now, what's been happening? Have you found out any more about the Circle?
Any more? It's a nightmare, Mr. Blake.
Go on.
Mr. Blake, we found the amulet you were talking about. The amulet of transformation.
You found it? My God. Show me. Yes, that's it. Where was it?
In a hidden safe. In the office of the leader of this ominous circle. There was a parchment with it, with completely illegible signs on it. Here, take a look. Do they make any sense to you?
They're very unusual runes. I'll have to take a look at this in peace. Go on with your story. You were saying you know who's leading the Circle? Who is it?
The Circle is led by an aristocrat called Lord Sinclair.
Lord Sinclair. Never heard of him. How did you find out?
Research. Scotland Yard observed the group for a while. There was an entry in the database, so I drove out to his place. It's a pretty pretentious estate on Winchester Street.
You drove out there all by yourself?
Yes.
That was rather careless of you, Mr. Halligan.
You can say that again. He'd obviously been expecting me and had me locked up at once.
What happened next?
I witnessed a murder taking place.
Murder? On Sinclair's estate?
Yes. I saw them cutting the flesh from a human body. Alive.
With a sickle?
Yes.
I knew it. What you witnessed was a ritual for the transferal of life force. Were you seen?
I passed out. When I came to, I was sitting at a laid table with Sinclair and 4 other men.
Was there food on the table?
Yes,
Eat any. Surely.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
I know. It was the victim's flesh, wasn't it?
Yes. You have taken part in the ritual, Mr. Halligan. How on earth did you manage to get away?
Miss Turner got me out. If it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't be here now.
You're a brave woman, Miss Turner.
What do we do now?
Why don't we just send a police contingent round there? You're a detective, Mr. Halligan, and Lord Sinclair is a murderer.
There won't be anything to find by the time they get there. Sinclair and his friends are no fools. They'll proceed as they've done in all the other cases. They'll just dump the bones somewhere. to save the police hunting high and low for a corpse. Scotland Yard will file it away. End of case.
Have you found out yet what stopped the completion of the ritual 1,000 years ago?
I've deciphered the text a little further, but some of the signs are just completely unknown to me.
I thought you said the amulet was important to the ritual.
Yes, that's what the inscription says.
Yeah, but then everything's all right now. After all, I've got it. Let's just melt it down, then this nightmare will be over.
Mr. Halligan, you're forgetting the ritual has already taken place. 1,000 years ago. It just didn't reach perfection. Only part of the power was transferred to the infants. The inheritors are now trying to complete their ritual.
But if this amulet means so much to Sinclair, surely it must be needed for the perfection.
I'm not so sure about that. Sinclair may be interested in it for some other reason.
What makes you think that?
The title written on the parchment you gave me.
What does the parchment's title say?
Unless I'm very much mistaken, the text refers to a place known as 12 Bridges.
What kind of place is that?
12 Bridges is an abandoned complex near Glastonbury. The bridges are in great danger of collapsing. Ancient Celtic myths refer to the place as the Gate of the Worlds.
Gate of the Worlds? What's that supposed to be?
You know, Mr. Halligan, the Celts did not regard reality and time as insurmountable facts. On the contrary, they regarded them as illusions, which man's laziness and ignorance made him incapable of overcoming. Celtic shrines were always special places that allowed them to leave the normality of everyday reality. Celtic myths claim that 12 Bridges has been a consecrated site for millennia, a place where the body can step over into another time.
You mean 12 Bridges is the gate to a journey through time?
According to the legend, yes.
But nothing's ever been reported of such a journey.
Well, that doesn't make it impossible, does it? The place has not been closely examined so far. It's too dilapidated. Just entering the place has taken a very serious risk. Anyway, nobody really believes in time travel anymore these days.
Why do they call the place 12 Bridges?
It's a very strange arrangement of 12 stone bridges. No one knows why they were built that way. They probably weren't the first thing that was erected there anyway. The current bridge array dates from the early Middle Ages. If, as I suspect, that place has been a Celtic shrine for centuries, there are bound to have been other structures there at some point.
Why would Sinclair keep a parchment about that place in his safe?
You see, Mr. Halligan, that's what I've been wondering. If Sinclair knows the place and keeps a parchment about it hidden in his safe, wouldn't it be conceivable that journeys through time really are possible from 12 Bridges?
You mean he wants to travel back in time?
Well, he'd certainly be doing his best to make sure nobody else made that journey. Maybe Sinclair wants to prevent anyone from traveling back in time and disturbing the ritual.
Why would anyone do that? And why would Sinclair be so concerned about it?
It's easy. No ritual, no inheritors. No inheritors.
No Lord Sinclair. I see.
Of course, these are just speculations. As I said, Mr. Halligan, we need the book from the library. I should be able to tell you more when I've translated the parchment.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. I'll see what I can make of it.
Good. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to call on me anytime you like.
Hello, Mr. Blake. Hello, Melanie.
Hello, Brent. How could you just leave like that?
There was something I needed to see to.
I have quite a few things to see to as well. Shouldn't we discuss with Mr. Blake what's to be done next?
Yes, Mr. Halligan. We have no time to lose.
All right. Mr. Blake, I have just one more question. I'd rather discuss it all later. And they're almost all historical works. Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
that's the Amulet of Transformation. I'd really like to know why it's called that. Now the bucket's hanging from the fishing rod. Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
when are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
No, I think I'll stay here for a bit.
Very well.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
No, I've changed my mind.
What? Well, it's up to you.
No offense.
None taken, my boy.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
when are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Hello, Mr. Blake. Hello, Melanie.
Hello, Brent. How could you just leave like that?
There was something I needed to see to.
I have quite a few things to see to as well. Shouldn't we discuss with Mr. Blake what's to be done next?
Yes, Mr. Halligan. We have no time to lose.
All right. Mr. Blake, I have just one more question. I thought you said the amulet was important to the ritual.
Yes, that's what the inscription says.
But then everything's all right now. After all, I've got it. Let's just melt it down, then this nightmare will be over.
Mr. Halligan, you're forgetting the ritual has already taken place 1,000 years ago. It just didn't reach perfection. Only part of the power was transferred to the infants. The inheritors are now trying to complete their ritual.
But if this amulet means so much to Sinclair, surely it must be needed for the perfection.
I'm not so sure about that. Sinclair may be interested in it for some other reason.
What makes you think that?
The title written on the parchment you gave me.
Can you read what the parchment says?
The signs resemble those on the inscription I'm working on, but I'm just not getting anywhere with it. All I've been able to make out of the parchment so far is the title. I need a special book to continue. The Celtic Orthographic System by Scott M. Winfield. Oxford University Library should have it. Mr. Halligan, please get me a copy of that book. I believe the translation of this parchment is the key to Lord Sinclair's intentions.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. We'll see what we can make of this.
We're much obliged, Mr. Blake.
I wish you both the best of luck. Take care of yourselves, and come back to see me soon.
This thing is getting more and more mysterious. I can't believe what Mr. Blake said.
We have to find out why this amulet is so important to Sinclair. Perhaps Mr. Blake is right, and the amulet is the key to preventing the ritual. I expect we'll know more as soon as the translation of the parchment is finished. I have to go to Oxford, Melanie. I have to get the book for Mr. Blake.
Yes, of course, that's fine by me. I really need to check a few things at home. Where shall we meet later?
I'll get in touch with you as soon as I have any news, okay?
All right, I'll be off then.
Okay, Melanie. See you later. This is it. A sculpture of a unicorn. Not quite to my taste. This is it. Oxford University Library. Only one bike. Seems the vacation has started. This is it. Oxford University Library. Nice car. A bicycle. The back tire's flat. It's locked. Definitely a BMW. It won't work like that. I should think up something else. It won't work like that. That won't get me any further. I don't want that. I thought it wouldn't work like that. No way. That won't get me any further. That's futile as well. Of course, it can't work like that. It won't work like that. There's no point in that. That doesn't work. A bicycle. The back tire's flat. Nice car. It's a magnetic barrier. They have them in all libraries. An old illustrated book. I'm pretty sure this isn't the book Blake meant. An old illustrated book. I'm pretty sure this is an old book. An old book. I'm pretty sure that... Somehow I don't think an old illustrated... An old book. I'm reasonably sure this isn't the book that... Excuse me, I'm looking for a book.
Oh, how nice for you.
Quite. Do you think you could help me?
Help you? Why?
Because I've never been here before.
There's always a first time, young man. I'm sure you will manage.
Perhaps. But I'm sure it would be a lot easier if you just helped me, young lady.
I suppose you think you're highly amusing. I'm very busy, and I'm not being paid for teaching people how to use a library.
What are you sitting here for if you won't even help me?
I'm sitting here to make sure no books are stolen. I can't do people's research for them as well.
Don't you have a security system?
Yes, we do. The trouble is, it only reports a theft. Someone has to catch the thief and confront him, don't they?
True. And that someone is you?
Naturally. And believe me, I can be very unpleasant to deal with.
Oh, I believe you. I'll see what I can do by myself then.
You do that.
A table. A table. Books, books, books. They don't seem to be sorted by author. I need to look it up in some kind... Which one? They don't seem to be sorted by author. I need to look it up in some... Which one? A table. A table. Which one? table. The Roman monetary system and fiscal policies. At least 10 copies. Looks like a new edition of a standard work. Dead boring, required reading for history students. They don't seem to be sorted by author. A table. That's the book, The Roman Monetary System and Fiscal Policies. Must be a bestseller. Excuse me, sir. I hope I'm not disturbing you. Do you know whose car that is outside?
Out in the forecourt? That's my car. Why?
The window on the driver's side isn't shut properly.
Oh well, it's a nice day. It can't hurt to let some air in.
That's practically inviting theft.
I'm sure that I'm the best judge of what to do with my own property, young man. Anyway, I've got a car alarm.
Does it work?
Take my word for it. That thing has a siren that you can't possibly miss.
Isn't that taking rather a risk?
No. After all, the car's just outside the door. It's quite safe.
I'm not so sure. It wouldn't take more than a piece of wire to yank the handle up.
Well, you ought to know.
Oh, well, that's all right then. A ladder for reaching the top rows. They don't seem to be sorted by author. A table.
You again? Haven't you found your book yet?
No. How could I? Look, I'd really appreciate your helping me.
You repeat yourself, young man.
I thought it was your job to give people like me information.
Don't think you can tell me what my job is.
It was an obvious question.
Look, young man, my job is to answer questions the computer can't answer. Have you asked the computer yet?
Yes, but it's occupied.
Professor Hastings, I presume.
I don't know the man's name.
Professor Hastings spends a lot of time researching. He sometimes sits in front of that computer for days. Looks like you'll have to wait your turn.
I'll see what I can do by myself then.
You do that. I say, stop right there!
What's the matter?
Don't you dare act the innocent. You're trying to steal that book.
Who, me? Steal a book? Madam, I'm a detective.
They're always the worst. Anyway, I can see it. If you want to borrow a book, be good enough to come over to my desk first.
Oh, this one? There must be some mistake. I was lost in thought, you see. It must have slipped into my pocket.
Don't you lie to me. Just how often do you think I've heard that one? Now put the book back, and be grateful that I'm not having you thrown out.
I don't want to borrow this book. Looks like that won't work. Of course, it can't work like that. I'd rather think about it again. It's locked. Doesn't fit. Would have surprised me anyway. Not a good idea. Looks like that won't work. Think first, Brent. That won't help either. You could hurt yourself with those. I should think about it again. I don't believe it will work like that. A bicycle. The back tire's flat. Nothing's happening. You could hurt yourself with those. No, I would only scratch everything. Think first, Brent. I should think about it again. It would have surprised me if it had worked like... Now the bucket's hanging from the... I can't see any connection there. Not a good idea. That won't help either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. That won't help either. I'd rather think about it again. This is it. Oxford University Library. This is it. Oxford University Library. This is it. Oxford University Library. A sculpture of a eunuch. This is it. Oxford University Library. It's locked. doesn't fit. That won't get me any further. No, I would only scratch. Of course, I can't see any connection there. You could hurt yourself with those. That won't get me any further. No, wait. I don't want that.
Professor Hastings, what are you doing?
Who? Me? Nothing. I must be off to my car. My alarm just went off.
Professor, what's that book you're carrying?
Book? I don't have a book. Please don't joke now, Mrs. Owen. I have to see to my car.
What's this then?
But how the devil? That's impossible. I didn't take this book.
Then how did it get there?
There must be some mistake. A very regrettable mistake, Mrs. Owen. I assure you.
I like your nerve, Professor Hastings. You steal a book and then try to deny the whole thing ever happened. I'm very disappointed in you.
Mrs. Owen, you've known me for 20 years now. You ought to know that I'd never...
All I know is that I'm going to have to put this on record. Please come along over here to the issuing counter, Professor. You will have to fill in a form.
Which one? Which one? Which one? Antique reliefs. The library's tradition goes back quite some time. Which one? That's the book I was supposed to get for Blake. The Celtic Orthographic System by Scott M. Winfield. Hello, Professor. Still busy? I thought maybe you'd been thrown out by now.
Hang on, nearly finished.
It's pointless. He's in a world of his own.
Well, of all the... Young man, if you're looking for trouble, you're going the right way about it.
Okay, calm down. My mistake.
Lord, give me strength. What a nerve. You again. Haven't you found your book yet?
No. How could I? Look, I'd really appreciate your helping me.
You repeat yourself, young man.
I'll see what I can do by myself then.
You do that.
Here, madam. I've found the book I was looking for. I'd like to borrow it.
This one?
Yes? Is there something wrong with it?
You bet there is. This is our reference copy.
What's that supposed to mean?
I can't lend it to you. You will have to read it here.
You can't be serious, surely. I need this book. I have to take it to someone.
You heard me.
Do you at least have a copying machine?
No. Why don't you copy the pages you need by hand?
Madam, I've told you the book's not for me. I wouldn't know which pages are important, and I can hardly copy the whole book by hand.
That's
Not your problem, right?
right.
I thought as much. Couldn't you make an exception?
We don't do exceptions. Have you any idea how many reference copies we have had stolen?
All right, forget it. I'd rather think about it again. That would be stupid. I should think up something else. That won't help either. Think first, Brent. That won't get me any further. That doesn't work. I should think about it again. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. I can't see any connection there. Looks like that won't. That's futile. There's no point in that. Think first, Brent. I should. A bit of wire. The key for the door of the tower room in Sinclair's villa. No, better not. It won't work like that. That doesn't work. Nothing's happening. I don't. I should. No, not a good idea. I don't want. I can't do that. It won't work like that. Doesn't. That doesn't. Not a good. That won't. I should think. Of course, it can't work like that. It won't. I should. I don't. There's no point. No, it would have surprised me if it had worked. Nothing's happening.
You again. Haven't you found your book yet?
No. How could I? Look, I'd really appreciate your helping me.
You repeat yourself, young man.
The cover of this history book is a perfect fit for the book I want to borrow. That's the book I was supposed to get for Blake. The Celtic Orthographic System by Scott M. Winfield. Right, I've finished here. I found a different book that interests me. I assume you'll let me borrow this one.
We'll see. What have we here? Let me see. Oh, the Roman monetary system and fiscal policies. Yes, you may borrow this one. And just think, I've actually read this one. What a coincidence. A brilliant piece of work. Very vivid and never gets boring. You know, I wanted to be a historian, and Roman coins were my special field. But then I met my husband here at the university. He was working on his doctoral thesis at the time, and, well, you know how it is. I could discuss Roman coins for hours.
Madam? This is all highly interesting, but I do really want to borrow this book.
Oh, yes, of course. Forgive me. Here you go.
Thank you for the book and your great help.
Oh, I do hope you're not angry with me. If there's any way I can help you, please, don't hesitate to tell me.
Not for the moment, thank you. I really must be off now.
Naturally, naturally. See you soon.
See you soon. bicycle. The back tires. That's the book I was supposed to... Here you are. Here's the book you asked for.
Ah, yes. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Halligan. Well, did you have any difficulties with Mrs. Owen at the issuing counter?
None I couldn't handle.
Good. I'll get to work at once. Oh, by the way, Mr. Halligan, Miss Turner called about an hour ago. She's worried about you because you haven't been in touch for such a long time.
Did she say that?
Yes. She said she needs to speak to you urgently.
Do you mind if I use your phone?
No need. I asked her to come out here and join me. She should be arriving any minute now.
How long will the translation take?
Oh, not long, I hope. The book will be a great help. You'd better just wait here for a moment.
I'll just take a look around then, if you don't mind.
Of course not. Be my guest.
Mr. Halligan, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
I'm touched at your concern.
Now, don't go imagining things. After all that's happened, it's only natural that I should be worried about you and Mr. Blake.
Well, I had to get Mr. Blake this book.
That took rather a long time. I've been phoning around asking for you.
You've been trying to get hold of me?
Yes. I also went to Scotland Yard and spoke to your chief. He's a bit cross with you.
Cross with me? Why, what have I done now?
Lord Sinclair's planning to bring charges against you for burglary.
What? I don't believe it. That old devil Sinclair seems to feel he's pretty safe, doesn't he?
It looks that way. It seems he has very influential friends in the police force. Whatever, your chief asked me to tell you that you're suspended, effective immediately. Oh, and the next time you come to the office, he expects you to give him a comprehensive report in writing.
What? He can't be serious. Don't tell me he's handing the case back to that thick-headed, big-mouth Lowry.
I wouldn't know. All he said was that he expects you to hand the file to him as soon as you get back to the yard.
I certainly will not. This business is just too important to let go. I don't care what the chief says. I'm going to carry this case through on my own.
What's going on out there?
What is it? What's happening?
Leave me! Get out of the danger zone! Here, take the parchment and go!
Come along, Mr. Blake. Let's get out of here.
You get out of here. I'll follow you.
Get out of here! Quickly, run!
I believe you have something of mine, Mr. Halligan. I shall give you until sunset to give my property back to me.
Oh, God! Mr. Blake! I have to go back and get him out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go. It's pointless. You can't help him anymore. He's dead.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God, what an inferno.
Let's get out of here, Melanie. Otherwise, we'll be next.
Where can we go? To Scotland Yard?
No, that's not a good idea. The Chief Inspector's waiting for me there. We'd only lose time. And Sinclair is getting more and more powerful with each new murder.
So what can we do?
You heard what Mr. Blake said. Sinclair has the power to complete the ritual. No matter what we do, for the time being, nobody can stop him.
Then we're lost.
No, Melanie. We have one chance left.
What do you mean?
We have to go to 12 bridges. We have to try to move the Gate of the Worlds. If we want to stop Sinclair, we have to stop those who gave him his power 1,000 years ago.
You believe in that Gate of the Worlds thing? It's just a myth, a fairy tale.
The question is not whether I believe in it, Melanie. The question is whether we have any other options.
You're right. Come on, then.
This place is just incredible,
Yes. It's beautiful.
but also rather ramshackle, just like Mr. Blake told us. Could I ask you something personal?
That depends on just how personal it is, Brent.
Are you married?
Oh, well,
Was that too private a question?
yes. No. Oh, I don't know.
You don't have to answer.
It's all right, Brent. I was married. I got married as soon as I was 18, you know. My father dragged one of his younger colleagues round to our house every weekend. A real high flyer with money, an expensive car, and a golf club membership. He was called Peter.
What do you mean, you were married?
After our wedding, Peter soon changed. You know, at the beginning, he was sort of charming, but then he became different. Unpredictable. Hot-tempered, violent.
He hit you?
Yes. It started with a box round the ears, and then it happened all the time.
You put up with that?
For some time, I did. I thought, well, that's what it's like to be married.
How long did that go on for?
About 2 years. Then I divorced him when I found out that he'd been unfaithful to me with some girls from the golf club all the time.
That must have been a difficult time for you.
It was hell. I was alone, broke, and I'd had enough of men.
I can imagine that. Have you ever heard from this Peter guy since then?
After the divorce, he behaved like a lunatic for months. He called all the time, or he appeared drunk in front of the house and screamed abuse in the middle of the night. He even waited for me in front of the museum and swore at me. I had to call the police.
Oh, God, what a psychopath. Do you know what he's doing now?
Yes, now and then I read about him in the papers. He's the director of the Anthropological Society now, one of the bigwigs. He seems to have achieved what he always wanted. And as far as I know, he's married again. But I'm not really that interested in his life. The whole thing's over for me now. I'm just glad to be left in peace.
What did your father say to all this?
Of course, my father wasn't delighted with the divorce. He saw how I suffered all the time, but he didn't want to believe it. After all, the whole thing had been his idea. When I told him that I wanted to split up, his first concern was that it might harm his research contacts.
What about your mother?
I lost my mother a long time ago. She had cancer and died very early, when I was only 9.
Do you get on well with your father?
After splitting up with Peter, we lost touch for a number of years. My father just couldn't understand why I wouldn't do what he wanted anymore. He couldn't understand how I could deprive him of his allegedly gorgeous son-in-law. He was disappointed in me, and I was disappointed in him. It was only when I got my degree and we became colleagues, so to speak, that our relationship improved again.
And did you start studying immediately after getting divorced?
Yes, I started working and financed my studies myself. I wanted to be independent at last, from my father, my husband, from everything that had restricted me before. I studied like mad. I spent the nights in the library.
And you were successful.
I didn't have anything left apart from my career. So I thought, make the best of it. And it worked.
Thank you for telling me that, Melanie.
I don't usually talk that much about myself, Brent. But meanwhile, you've become almost like a friend.
Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
How can we get to the rocky island?
The bridges don't look very inviting to me.
Yes, I can see what you mean. A lot of them have cracks as well. It's probably too much of a risk. They will collapse one after the other.
But we can't just stay here and hope for a miracle either. We have to do something.
Did Blake say anything else that could help us?
I don't think so. Not while I was there, anyway. You were the one who talked to him.
He only told me that there had been a place of worship at this location for millennia.
That doesn't help us much, does it?
What do you think? Why was it built like this?
I don't know. I'm an anthropologist, not an architect.
Do you think you can really time travel from here?
Scientifically, I'd say it's impossible. But like you said, it's our only chance. If this doesn't get us anywhere, we're finished. We should try everything.
We will find a way of getting over that.
I hope so, Brent.
Arched bridges. Must be ancient. Arched bridges. Must be ancient. The boards of the danger sign. I thought it wouldn't work like that. No, better not. That's the bone from Epping Forest, wrapped up just the way it should be. The key for the door of the tower room in Sinclair's villa. The verses are very strange. Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
Can you see what's over there? On the rocky island?
You mean the tower?
No, I mean the thing in front of the tower.
No idea. Looks like scales or scaffolding.
What purpose could that serve?
If we stay here, we'll never know.
Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
Arched bridges. Must be ancient. Arched bridges. Must be ancient. I don't want that. I can't do that. Nothing's happening. The verses are very strange. That's it won't work. That's futile as well. The boards of the danger sign. The boards of the danger sign. I'd rather, no, I thought, I can't, no, that won't help either. That won't, I should, no, nothing's happening. I'd rather, no, that won't, I should think it would have surprised me if it had worked like that. Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
How can we get to the rocky island?
The bridges don't look very inviting to me.
Yes, I can see what you mean. A lot of them have cracks as well. It's probably too much of a risk. They will collapse one after the other.
But we can't just stay here and hope for a miracle either. We have to do something.
Did Blake say anything else that could help us?
I don't think so. Not while I was there, anyway. You were the one who talked to him.
He only told me that there had been a place of worship at this location for millennia.
That doesn't help us much, does it?
We will find a way of getting over that.
I hope so, Brent.
Hey, good heavens, that was close.
Oh my God! Are you okay?
Yes, I'm all right.
You've got a nerve, Brent Halligan! How dare you upset me like that? You could have got killed!
It's all right, Melanie. I'm still alive.
Don't you ever do that again, do you hear me?
Hey, all right, all right. Melanie? I made it! I'm on the other side.
Great, Brent! What's it like over there?
Interesting. There's a rather strange tower with some sort of scales in front of it. No idea what it's used for. Come here and see for yourself.
I can't, Brent! You've got both boards on your side!
Oh, damn. That's true.
Brent, how much do you weigh?
What?
How much do you weigh? Your weight!
About 160 pounds. Why do you want to know?
I'm much lighter than you. The bridge won't collapse when I use it. I'm coming over now.
Melanie, don't! Stop at once! The bridge will collapse!
That looks like scales, but what are they used for?
Okay, here we are. What shall we do now?
I'd say we have to get into the tower.
Of course. We can't get back anyway.
We can't get back? Why not?
The bridge has collapsed. And it collapsed because of your little stunt.
Oh. You're right, Brent. We can't get back. We're stuck here.
Got any ideas?
No. What about you?
I wouldn't have to ask if I had. Okay, let's have a look around.
That looks like scales, but what are they used for? I can't see any connection there. Really strange. There's a wheel up there. The door is completely flat. No handle, no lock, nothing. I'd rather think about it again. No, better not. That won't get me any further. Really strange, this building. That looks like scales, but what are they used for? Really strange, this building.
Okay, here we are. What shall we do now?
I'd say we have to get into the tower.
Could I ask you something personal?
That depends on just how personal it is, Brent.
What did you think of me when I first came to your museum?
What did I think? Brent, do I really have to tell you?
Of course you don't have to, but I'd like to know.
I'll tell you, but only if you promise not to be angry with me.
Oh, God, is it that bad?
Well, do you promise?
Okay, I promise.
I thought this unshaven bloke's wearing a totally unfashionable coat.
What? That's what you thought?
Yes.
And was that all you thought?
You ask a lot of questions, Brent. I think that's enough for a start. Perhaps we can chat a bit more later. Now we've got other problems as well, don't you think?
Sure. More than enough, I would say. Okay, here we are. What shall we do now?
I'd say we have to get into the tower.
We could continue our little private conversation, couldn't we?
You don't talk to women very often, do you, Brent?
No. Why, does it show?
Yes, it does. You're quite pushy and you don't even realise it.
Oh, I'm getting on your nerves. Sorry.
Hey, don't take it like that, Brent. Well, we'll be spending some time together anyway. But now we should do something about our other problems, all right?
All right. Okay, let's have a look around. The door is completely flat. No handle, no lock, nothing. No, better not. That won't get me any further. That doesn't work. No, better not. Think first, Brent. Of course, it can't work like that. That won't get me any further. That doesn't work. It won't work like that. Not a good idea. Think first, Brent. I should think up something else. I don't believe it will work like that. Think first, Brent. Looks like that won't work. That's too dangerous. That's too dangerous. That's too dangerous. Another tub, empty again. I'd rather think about it again. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. That's futile as well. Another tub, empty again. Weren't there similar symbols in Sinclair's house? Elaborate floor. Weren't there elaborate floor ornaments? No, not a chance. That doesn't work. I'd rather think about it again. Doesn't fit. That won't get me any further. No, I would only scratch everything. I thought it wouldn't work like that. You could hurt yourself with those. That won't get me any further. I thought it wouldn't work like that. I don't believe it will work like that. I can't do that. It would have surprised me if it had worked like... I thought it wouldn't work like that. That won't feel different with gloves either. That is no important evidence I'm sure about. There's no point in that. No, not a chance. That won't get me any further. This is empty. This is empty. A hook. It's got a hole for a screw. That doesn't... A hook. It'll certainly not... That's futile. It'll certainly not fit in there. I can't see any... Of course, it can't work like that. I'd rather think... I can't... No way. I should think up something else. I can't do that. This is the frame of the picture I took down. I'd rather think about it. I thought it would. There's no point in that. That's futile as well. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. Not a good... Looks like that won't work. It'll certainly not fit in there. No, there's no point in that. That won't help either. It'll certainly not fit in there. It'll certainly not fit in. It'll certainly not fit in there. Another tub. Another tub. Empty again. Another tub. Empty again. Look at that. This building is really something. An hourglass. A bit of wire from Sinclair's fence.
Oh my God, Brent!
We haven't moved even a single inch from where we started out, have we?
Look, the bridge is a hole again.
If you ask me, the bridges are still whole. We've landed in a time when this whole place was still completely intact. We've traveled back in time.
Do you really think so?
Uh-oh, here comes company.
They look like soldiers.
Don't panic. Let's find out what they want.
I must have fainted. Where are we now? Brent? Brent, are you there? Nothing. Damn, where am I? Looks like a kitchen. Pair of scales. They're broken. A large cauldron. There's some liquid in it. not a good idea.
What have we here then? Look, John, the Danish hall's woken up.
Who are you?
We are King Ethelred's soldiers. We protect his kingdom from scum like you.
What have you done to Brent?
Do you hear that, John? She wants to know what you did to the lad that was with her. Oh, the hussie's worried about him. You must like him a lot, eh? John, what did you do to the poor man?
I just chopped off his ears. He still don't look bad, though.
What? You monsters!
Now. John's in a good mood today. He always jokes around when he's in a mood like that. Your friend's unarmed.
What are you going to do to him?
Unless he tells us what day your king's planning to start his invasion, he won't be feeling too good.
And he lose a few more body parts than just his ears. Depend on it.
What invasion, damn it? I know nothing of an invasion, and neither does Brent.
You know very well what I'm talking about. The next Danish invasion. But I promise you this. This time, King Ethelred will be ready. We will slaughter you the moment you set foot on English soil.
My friend and I don't belong here. We...
There you are. Confession at last.
No. What I mean is we don't belong to this time. My God. Is there no way I can get you to understand? This is madness. We're not Danish. We're English.
Oh, you are you? Then tell me this. Where in England did Edward the Martyr rule?
Who? Damn it, how should I know? I've never been interested in medieval history. After all that ended over 1,000 years ago.
Ha! 1,000 years? Do you hear that, John? She's mad. This woman's completely mad. She's having us on. Stop talking nonsense. Tidy up and see you got something to drink.
Listen to me. I am Dr. Melanie Turner from... Oh, that would probably be too complicated for you, I suppose.
Complicated? What kind of a word do you call that, then? Stop talking Danish to me, girl.
Danish? Whatever gave you that idea?
Save your breath, woman! This isn't the first time we found Danish spies around here. And that ridiculous, childish disguise of yours isn't gonna help you either.
Yes, I suppose I must look strange to you, but I can explain.
There's no need for that. We know all about you. Your king's preparing for another invasion, and you're the spies of his vanguard. But I'm sure your strange friend will soon tell us what we need to know. Until then, you'll stay in here to keep us a little company.
Ah, company. And what exactly do you call company?
You'll soon find out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
If you dare touch me, I swear I'll scratch your eyes out.
And I swear that unless your friend tells us the truth about what you two are doing here, you will die, both of you.
We're looking for a Druid order.
Druids? That proves it. You're conspiring with British heathens against our king. But you may depend upon it that King Ethelred's revenge will be terrible.
But you must let us go. You've no idea how important this is.
Important? For your war, I suppose. Do you take me for a fool? Forget it, hussy. You two are staying right here with us. Now stop your grumbling. Get in the kitchen, Danish woman. Tidy up and get us something to drink.
Oh, just leave me alone, you bastards. I can't take one of these. They'd kill me on the spot. That doesn't work. Pity. If only I could get at that knife somehow. Looks like there's been a feast here. Looks like there's been a feast here recently. I've always found pictures of wars revolting. I've always found pictures of wars revolting. Ugh, a spittoon. I've always found pictures of wars revolting. I might have guessed. The door's locked.
Hey! Stop! You've no business going down there. Do you hear?
What are you staring at me for? Never seen a woman before?
What she mean, Thomas?
She means you're a fool, John.
What are you staring at me for? Never seen a woman before?
What she mean, Thomas?
She means you're a fool, John.
Weapons. I can't take one of the weapons. These jugs smell good. These jugs smell good. There must be herbs or spices in them. These jugs smell. These jugs smell good. There must be herbs or spices in them. These. A weed, or maybe a herb. It smells of menthol. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. This herb smells of cinnamon. That smells of aniseed. This weed feels strange. Almost like a sponge. That doesn't work. I should concentrate. Looks as if that won't work. Not a good idea. I would have been surprised if it had worked like that. Looks as if that won't work. There's no point in that. This is no good. The second scale's missing. This is no good. The second scale's missing. Storage barrels. They're empty.
John! Celebrations are due! Our pay has arrived! 10 pieces of silver for each of us. 10 nice, polished pieces of silver at 1 ounce each. You again. What do you want now? I told you to hurry up and serve us.
Well, what can I get you?
In God's name, stop asking stupid questions. Bring us some wine and meat and hurry!
Yes, very well. Pain in the neck.
And hold your tongue, woman! Didn't you hear? Get in the kitchen!
These storage barrels, they're empty.
Hey! Stop! You've no business going down there. Do you hear?
Looks like there's been a feast here recently. I might have guessed. The door's locked. The Medieval Book of Recipes. Let's see what it says. I've always found pictures of wars. Looks like there's been a feast here recently. Looks like there's been a feast here recently. What are you staring at me for? Never seen a woman before?
What she mean, Thomas?
She means you're a fool, John.
That's a wooden bowl. A weed, or maybe a herb. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. Those leaves are sort of fleshy. Maybe they come from a herbaceous plant. That smells of aniseed. This weed feels strange, almost like a sponge. The bowl is still empty. I can't prepare anything with the herbs like that. There's no point in that. The water in the bowl is a weed, or maybe a herb. A weed, or maybe a herb. No, not a chance. This is no good. The second scale's missing. I'd say this is water. These are just some old books. I'd need a weight to use these scales.
Now what is it? Where are drinks, damn it?
I couldn't find any wine or meat in the kitchen.
What? John, you numbskull. I thought I told you to go to the market and buy some provisions.
Why me, blast it? Let her go, the lazy so-and-so.
Do you want her to escape? What a fool you are.
Don't call me a fool.
Then don't be a fool. Then I won't call you one.
I said, don't call me a fool.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
What do you want me to get you?
I don't care. Damn it. Think of something. Bring us something to drink. Bring us tea. We'll go and buy some provisions when we've finished interrogating your friend.
When'll that be? I'm hungry.
John, just shut up, will ya?
I could offer you something other than tea.
Oh? What's that?
A love potion by my own recipe.
Oh? Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Perhaps you're not so much of a cow as I thought you were.
Perhaps. To be honest, I've always had a soft spot for men who know what they want.
Hey, I like that. Why don't you just come a little closer?
All right.
What'd you make of that, John? The girl's quite tame, really.
What wonderful equipment you have, soldier.
Yes, isn't it just? And it's all been christened with the blood of my enemies. Take a good look, if you like, and then bring me that potion you were talking about.
You'll have to be patient. I must brew it first.
Well, my little dove, how's my potion getting on?
It's nearly ready. I'll bring it along in a minute. What are you staring at me for? Never seen a woman before?
What she mean, Thomas?
She means you're a fool, John.
Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. This weed feels strange. A weed. Dried leaves. That smells of anise. This weed feels strange. Those leaves are sort of Those leaves are sort of This weed feels strange. Almost like a sponge. Those leaves are sort of This weed feels strange. This weed feels strange. Almost like a sponge. This made the water turn purple. This weed feels strange. Almost like a sponge. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the... That won't get me any further. I'd better think about it again. That smells of aniseed. Right. That's exactly what... That can't work. That smells of aniseed. The weed has made the water blue. This weed feels strange. A weed, or maybe a herb. It smells of menthol. This made the water turn purple. This weed feels strange, almost like a sponge. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. Ugh, now it's turned into a brown slop. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. Dried leaves. Ugh, now it's turned into a brown slop. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant. That smells of aniseed. Those leaves are sort of... This herb smells of cinnamon. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. This herb smells of cinnamon. This weed makes the water... This herb smells of cinnamon. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. This weed makes the water turn red. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. This herb smells of... Those leaves are sort of flesh. Dried leaves. I don't know which plant they come from. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. Ugh, now it's turned into a brown slop. This herb's, those leaves are sort of... That smells of aniseed. That smells of aniseed. Right. That's exactly 1 ounce of the herb. The water in the bowl is absolutely clear. The water in the bowl is absolutely clear. There. That ought to get you going.
It looks good anyway. What is it?
As I said, a love potion.
Bah! It doesn't taste all that good.
But it'll work. Just wait and see.
I should hope so, 'cause I'm getting tired. Very tired.
If only I could get at that knife somehow. Well, is it working yet?
I can't feel anything yet. In fact, I'm still dog tired. Get us another one!
That should do it. Sweet dreams, my friends.